Okay, so the first thing you'll want to do in your course is go to your module. If you haven't created a module, you can go ahead and do that by clicking on the word modules in your navigation menu, and then give your module a name. The easiest way for students to find their assignments is if you name the module by week. So we could say that this module will be for week of August 20, let's see, what did this week start with? 29th, I believe, through September 2nd. Click Add Module. And then from here, we can add all of their assignments or daily activities to the module. So we're going to click this plus sign. And if you're wanting to create your quiz, you would change in this Add button or box, you're going to change it from assignment to quiz. Then you click on this Create Quiz. I believe you were using classic quizzes, so we'll go ahead and switch to classic here. You'll give your quiz a name. Let's say we're going to name this Sir Quiz. I have it grouped in assignments, and if you want it to indent it in the module, you can. I'm just going to leave it as don't indent. And then we click Add Item. Now from here, we haven't created the quiz yet. We just created the shell for that quiz. So now I'm going to click on the name of my quiz. And this is going to let me begin building my quiz. So now we'll click Edit. Okay, so in this box, you would actually just put your instructions for the quiz. So we could say, looks like, please fill in the blank with the correct form of the verb. Okay, so that will tell my students what I need them to do. You would want this to be a graded quiz so that it grades it for you. And then you need to make sure that you also put a due date. Make sure that this due date is within the first 9 weeks so that it shows up in your Canvas gradebook. So let's just say we want this due on this Friday. So I'm going to put September 2nd. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click Save. So that did just this first part for me. Let me go back into it now. I'm going to build my questions. So we're going to go to questions. I want a new question. Okay, so this first question, it looks like you had, the first question is a multiple choice. So we're going to keep this as multiple choice here. And then I'm going to type in my question. What does the verb sir mean? Okay, so then instead of entering your answer choices in this box, your answer choices will go here in these answer choices. So we're going to put for answer choice A, you have to dance. Answer choice B, your next answer choice, and then to sing. And then since you do not have a answer choice D, you could go ahead and delete that answer choice. So now you only have 3. And then whichever answer choice is correct is the one that you'll want to mark. If you click on this little arrow here, it'll mark it as the correct answer. So if sir means to dance, then you would click on the arrow and it'll change it to correct answer. And then, or if it's to be, then you would click the arrow next to it to make it the correct answer, and so forth. So whichever one you need to mark as correct, you just kind of hover over it and wait for that arrow to pop up, and then you can mark it as the correct answer. Okay, so that's my first question. So now I'm ready to move on to my next, all of those fill in the blank questions. So I'm going to click New Question. Okay, so this question looks like you have as a fill in the blank. So we're going to do fill in the blank. next to the question type. I'm going to type in the question here. Oops. Okay, so we have selected a fill in the blank question. I typed in the question box the question that I want the students to answer. I've also added the blank that I want them to fill in with the correct verb. Then down for possible answer, we need to type in what you want your students to answer with. So that would be the correct answer. And you would click update question. And then we're ready to move on to question number 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. And again, I'm going to make another fill in the blank. So I'm going to type in my little sentence stem here. So it's Ella. I'm going to create my blank. And then, okay. So there's your question. And then here is where you're going to enter what you want your students to use to fill in the blank. So what the correct answer should be. Then you could delete all of these other possible answers unless there are more than one. If there's more than one answer, you could keep those. But if you're only looking for one particular verb to fill in that blank, you would just type in the answer that they should be typing or selecting in this box, and then you click update question. Obviously, I didn't type in an answer, so we'll just say, let's say it's supposed to say soy. Okay, so now I have a multiple choice question, and then I have 2 fill in the blank questions. And notice they're each in their own separate question box. They're not all in that same one. So now I could click save. Okay, and it's going to take me to this view, and I can click preview. And you'll see here now I have 3 questions in my quiz. My first question is here, and it's a multiple choice, so it will give the students the option to select one of these answers. Then my other 2 questions are the fill in the blank, so the student would click in the box and type in their answer. When they're done with all of their questions, they would just click submit quiz, and the way that you have it set up, it should automatically grade it for you. One thing you will need to remember is to, once you have your quiz the way you like it, you have all of your questions and answers ready to go, you have your due date, and then you would need to make sure that you also publish this quiz. So you could either do it within the quiz itself by clicking save and publish. Go ahead and do that now. You'll see now I have a green publish sign here. Or since you created it in a module, you could click on modules in your navigation menu. Here's my module. So you'll see that my quiz already has that green check mark next to it. That's because I published it within the quiz itself. You will want to make sure that your module is published as well so that students can see their assignments. And as long as they've got the green checks next to them, your students will be able to access them.